Today's WNEM TV5 Morning Extra is brought to you by Roof Max of Midland.
Thanks for tuning into TV5 Morning Extra. Remember, if you are watching on Facebook or YouTube right now, like, follow, and comment on the stories that mean most to you. We want to know. I'm Lauren Piesco.
And I'm Christine Winter. Let's go to First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro for a look at your snowy Friday forecast.
Yeah, Christine, Lauren, we have been tracking some snow out there, just a light snow early this morning. Now, more snow is on the way, especially late this morning and as we go into the afternoon. So this morning's snowfall has actually been falling apart a little bit for us. But there's US 10 from the Fabiano Brothers building right near Mackinac Road. Looks pretty quiet out there so far, and the cars driving by going at a pretty normal speed. Again, First Alert pinpoint Doppler showing this first round of snow has been kind of falling apart for us here. Even up north, we've seen the snow lightening up quite a bit around Skoda and Whittemore and Tawas City too. But more snow is on the way. That second round, you can see that developing right now. It's undergone some pretty good development through Wisconsin, and that is starting to make its way closer to the lake shore of West Michigan, right near Manistee and Ludington this morning. So as that snow moves in, especially after about 9 or 10 o'clock this morning, we are especially going to see the snowfall picking up even more. So it should be more widespread towards lunchtime today. Morning bus stops, though, students will want to bundle up. We do have single-digit wind chills eventually into the teens for the afternoon, but I do think the trip home from school is going to have some snowier roads compared to this morning. And just want to show you that First Alert traffic map up north. Still some slick spots that you'll encounter near Hale or West Branch or Houghton Lake, but overall we actually have seen drive times improving slowly up north through the morning. I'll show you those snow totals too coming up in a bit. Lauren, Christine, back to you.
All right, Matthew, thank you. Continuing coverage now, we are checking in on an ongoing battle over more than $645 million in approved funding for programs ranging from Saginaw's East Side Soup Kitchen to Bay City's Lafayette Street Bridge project, even RX Kids.
Yeah, State House Republicans made the decision to claw back the money in mid-December without the approval of the Senate or Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
Earlier this month, Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel announced a formal opinion saying the action from the House Appropriations Committee is unconstitutional. She says funding approved by the legislature and the governor for a prior fiscal year can be used for its intended purpose for a new fiscal year.
A hearing by the Michigan Court of Claims will be held deciding the next step the state can take. This morning, this meeting is happening at 10 in Lansing. Be sure to stay with TV5 for more updates. Developing this morning, the future of some local township board members are now uncertain. TV5's Maggie Castraba joins us live in the studio with all the details. Maggie?
Thank you, Christine. 5 members of the Grand Blanc Township Board could face a recall election after petition language against them was approved on Thursday. Now, the push to recall the group started after a failed attempt to remove the township's fire chief last year. Taking a look now, the targets include the supervisor, treasurer, clerk, and 2 trustees. And the person behind the effort says they're the symptom of a bigger problem.
Why a recall? Sour grapes? No. Sweet opportunity. Why all 5? Because the true cancer is this board's lockstep with Dennis Limita, and his contract is so bulletproof at this point that even if Scott goes, Dennis is protected.
Dennis Limata is the township superintendent who recommended the township let go of fire chief Jamie Gent, who was placed on administrative leave back in October. And before that, Gent raised concerns about staffing levels after the deadly Church of Latter-day Saints attack in September. The recall language doesn't reference that controversy. It just states the 5 voted to approve the township's 2026 budget. And in a statement, Supervisor Bennett called Shapiro a bitter person who wants to relitigate the November 2024 election that she lost, saying she changes her mind according to whatever she thinks will advance her campaign against the township. And Shapiro says she needs just over 4,700 signatures to force a recall, and she'll begin collecting those in April. Christine, Lauren, back to you.
Maggie, thank you. In other news now, a 46-year-old Alma woman is accused of sexually assaulting a teenager. Christina Whiteman here is charged with 2 counts of 3rd-degree criminal sexual conduct. Investigators say the crimes occurred nearly 3 years ago in Roscommon County. Whiteman was given a $50,000 bond. She is due back in court next Wednesday.
The United Way of Bay County is teaming up with State Street Academy and the Food Bank of Eastern Michigan to host food giveaways for those in need. That's happening this morning from 10 to noon while supplies last. That giveaway is at the State Street Academy on State Street in Bay City.
And continuing with more local news, there's not much left of the former YMCA in Bay City. Demolition on the abandoned building at Madison and Columbus began last week. The site and the nearby property that once housed the county market are being developed for affordable housing. We'll be tracking that progress. Stay with TV5 for updates.
All right, an effort to keep your neighbors warm this winter, Simply Restored Handyman Services is hosting a blanket drive today for the East Side Soup Kitchen of Saginaw. Just bring a new or used blanket to the parking lot of Emmanuel Bible Church on Center Road. Now make sure they are clean and free of stains. The Soup Kitchen will then hand them out to guests in need this winter. The collection starts today at 3 p.m.
And a hearty seasonal event returns to Bay City. Next weekend is the annual Downtown Chili Cook-Off. 8 local establishments will compete with their homemade recipes that you get to vote for. Tickets are $15. For more information, go to the hot link section on our website. We'll have a link at WNEM.com.
You are watching TV5 Morning Extra. We're going to take a quick 60-second break.
But when we come back, we've got an update on that shooting on the campus of Mott Community College.
And remember, if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or catching clips on Instagram, we appreciate you. Be sure to like, follow, and comment on the stories most important to you. Matthew has your first alert forecast next.
This morning, we've been tracking our first wave of snow moving through mid-Michigan, and it's been pretty light as of right now. Second round is on the way for the late morning and as we go into the afternoon. Right now, here's a live look at downtown Saginaw live from the Dow with your wall side windows camera. Looks still pretty decent out here as far as roadway conditions go. The left-hand turn lane does have a little bit of light snow on it, but overall the snow this morning hasn't brought much for accumulations. We have seen our drive times in our northern counties improving here, even over the last hour as well. First Alert Pinpoint Doppler shows this sort of break that we have currently here moving in towards Clare, Mount Pleasant, Elma, even close to Midland as well. Outside of just a few flurries, there's more snow moving in off of Lake Michigan, though. That's going to be that next round for today. That's going to eventually bring more snow accumulations, especially as we head towards lunchtime. This is about 11 o'clock this morning, too. We have that snow here. 1 o'clock this afternoon, pretty widespread snow all across mid-Michigan. Some of those snow rates early in the afternoon could reach a quarter to a half of an inch per hour, but that should only last for a few hours, at least at that heavier rate. Once we go towards 4 this afternoon, still holding on to more snow, but eventually turning pretty isolated by the upcoming evening. And for tonight, just a couple of stray snow showers moving through. Shouldn't be able to add much for accumulations, likely just about an inch out of any snow showers tonight. But by 7 o'clock this evening, 1 to 3 inches of snow for the Thumb, the Bay region, Mount Pleasant, Elma, anywhere to the south towards Flint, 2 to 5 inches of snow from Clare to Pinconning and anywhere north of there. So a little bit more snow up north. I'd say on average, though, a lot of us should expect about 2 to 3 inches of snow by the end of the day today. Where we do have that 1 to 3 inch zone, could have some isolated 4-inch totals by the end of the day, too. Our wind chills for today eventually making their way into the mid to upper teens by the afternoon. So we are going to be a little bit warmer than yesterday, but overall it is still going to be a chilly day ahead of us here. High of 31, 26 tomorrow, 23 on Sunday. In fact, we actually just continue to get colder from there. Lauren, Christine, next week still does look cold with highs most days in the teens.
Still unfolding now, a man is partially cleared in a shooting that stopped a basketball game at Mott Community College in Flint.
Yeah, prosecutors determined he was defending himself while he was being beaten by a group of men in a bathroom at the gym. But they say he crossed a legal line, which is why they're still charging him as well. Investigators say a group of men followed Christopher Gill into a restroom last Saturday, held his arms and punched him while recording the beating. Prosecutors say Gill fired 1 shot through his hoodie, hitting 1 person. That victim survived after surgery, but while the shooting itself was illegal, they say the location was not.
The shooter himself should not have had a weapon in Ballinger Fieldhouse. That's against the Michigan statute.
Now, if found responsible, Gill's concealed pistol license would be suspended for 6 months and he'd be required to give up his gun. A 23-year-old Flint man faces 3 felonies stemming from the confrontation, but has not yet been formally charged.
Continuing coverage now, a Saginaw man sentenced to 35 to 60 years in prison for second-degree murder. Derek Grant was accused in the September 2024 shooting of 38-year-old Henry Ford outside Hoyt Public Library. That's where Ford worked as a security guard. Grant was convicted last October and sentenced yesterday. Now, the court acknowledged the sentence imposed exceeded recommended guidelines, but said it was still within statutory limits.
More local news now. The Bay Area Farmers Market's moving to a new location. Beginning in June, the market will set up shop at the Pear Marquette Parking Plaza at 5th and Adams Streets. Last year, it operated on North Jefferson Street near 1st Street, just outside of downtown. The market opens June 4th and continues each Thursday until October.
Heidi's Darn Good Cookies making what it calls a bittersweet but exciting announcement. It's closing its Euclid Avenue store in Bay City on February 14th. According to the business, the owners are looking forward to slowing down and enjoying more time outside the bakery. Now, we want to note Heidi's location on Pierce Road near Saginaw Valley State University will remain open.
Hemlock Semiconductor in Saginaw County is receiving the Gold Level Veteran Friendly Employer Award. Now, the Michigan Veterans Affairs Agency says this honor recognizes the company's commitment to veteran recruitment, training, and retention. The company has an 88% retention rate among veterans.
And the Miller Sports Card Show is coming to the Dow Diamond in Midland this weekend. The two-day event features more than 150 tables of sports cards, Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, and much more. On Saturday, former Michigan Wolverine and NFL star Tyrone Wheatley will be signing autographs. That runs today from 3 to 8 p.m. and then tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Admission and parking are free. Let's check in with meteorologist Matthew Mondro now for one last look at your first alert weather.
Yeah, and your 7-day forecast here does show colder weather on the way, really just a wintry pattern with a daily chance of snow showers too. So again, just getting colder from here. For today, we are tracking a more widespread snow, especially late this morning into the afternoon. That snow today should be able to bring on average about 2 to 3 inches for all of mid-Michigan.
All right. Thank you, Matthew. And thank you so much for joining us for this live stream for TV5 Morning Extra.
Join us back here in about 2 hours for TV5 News at 9. We'll see you then.